Luna. All right, guys. Are you ready for your last comedian? Your closer for the night. This guy's coming all the way from Oklahoma. You guys ready? All right, let's hear for Mr. Cayce Mautino. Do it.
How we doing, Raleigh? Yeah! Man, you guys have been great. It's about to get real bad in here. Any veterans in the crowd? Ma'am? I need you to keep it down back there. Anyone other than him? Oh, I got a red hat. That's a Marine. Am I right?
Navy.
Navy? Who ya? All right, what'd you do?
I was a damage controlman.
Damage control. You had a real job.
I had to keep the ship from sinking.
There you go. Yeah, somebody's got to do some real work. I was a chaplain's assistant. Yeah, there's a few of us in the crowd tonight. We don't have much else to do. Thank you, sir, for your service. Thank you, anyone else who said it. Give it up for our veterans in the crowd, y'all. Did you retire or just get out?
Just got out.
Yeah, you just quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hoo-yah. I did 21 years because like they taught you a skill. They're like, do you know how many, like when you go to church, do you know how many shot glasses are in the thing? It's 40. It's 40. I had to know that for an exam. That's right. Hey, don't laugh. The middle 8 had to be wine. That meant 32 had to be grape juice. You had to count the amount of people. If it was 42, you had to be those kids. Is it grape juice or wine? You're creating alcoholics all the time. Y'all are crazy. They're talking like they know alcohol. What's happening over here? It's crazy. All right. No, there you go. You know then. You know. Yeah, if I say Saborium, you know what I'm talking about. Look, that's church humor. I'm sorry for everyone else. There's 4 people that joke was for. I was in the Navy for 21 years. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Right, we're in North Carolina. No, we're in North Carolina. Fuck troops, right? Yeah.
You said you were a chaplain's assistant.
I can cuss. His job is not to cuss. No, I was in, and like everybody else, I would take 30 days of leave and I would grow a beard. It was great. My wife loved it. She's like, your beard looks so great. And I retired, and I was like, I'm gonna grow this beard. First thing my wife said to me, I hate your beard. I want you to shave it off. I said, why do you hate it so much? Oh, this guy has got a good beard. Look at this guy. I like it. That's good. That's better than mine. And I said, why do you hate it so much? She said, I hate having to move the hair out of the way to get to your lips. And I said, finally. Something we can both agree on. Y'all, I don't know which one of us is giving up first or who has more gray hair. No, I love my wife to death. She wasn't able to make it with me. She's the smartest person I know. She's a professor at Oklahoma State University. Give it up for her. She's supported me through my career. She'll edit my video later and she'll do this. That's the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. No, she's one of the smartest people I know. But she'll use words to win arguments that I don't understand. Any stupid spouses in the crowd tonight? Yeah. At least you're honest. Yeah. She'll say things to me that I don't understand. She'll say things like, Cayce, why don't you quit being so obstinate?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. She just Google it. I said, I'm way too stubborn for that. That's why I love teacher shows in Tulsa. I got to hand out dictionaries. Thank you all. Right? No, she'll say, why don't you quit being so obstinate? And I'm like, I'm way too stubborn for that. But what I do know is I have stupid friends. So I use those words to win arguments with them. The other day I was on the phone with my buddy Corey. I said, Corey, why don't you quit being so obstinate? He said, I don't want to be, but my wife won't have sex with me. I said, I'm pretty sure that's abstinent. And he said, whatever it is, it's killing me. Right, my wife, again, she's very smart, but she watches some of the dumbest shows I've ever seen. And I'll tell you this, no one was happier to see 2026 than Tylenol. It was a bad run. I think we can all agree 2025 was very hard on Tylenol. They might or might not cause autism. Right? And they also had a whole show about their murders. Anybody watch that? Anybody Netflix? Right? Yeah, a couple people. My wife was watching this. She watches some of the dumbest shows. I add this into that category. I'm sorry, those of you that clapped. People ask, how do you come up with jokes? I'll tell you, I was almost asleep. I was fading off. You know that moment where, like, if you're playing soccer in your dream, you're like, and wake yourself up? I was there. And I hear, the coroner found the bodies in the attic. The torso was in one bag, and the legs were in another. The cause of death could not be determined. I woke up and rolled over. My wife goes, what are you doing? I said, I'll figure it out in the morning. And I wrote it down. I woke up with the same exact thought. I'm not a smart man. I finished 44th out of 47 kids at my high school. Don't laugh, I teach there now. But I woke up and I read it and I said, yeah, not a doctor. I know how many cups go in a communion tray. That's for that table. But I'm willing to bet the cause of death had something to do with the top half being in one bag and the bottom half being in the other. I don't know how far you got to reach for that. I don't know what the literacy rate is in North Carolina and Oklahoma. Do you know what it is? Not low, sir. That doesn't describe what we are. We are the bottom. We are 50. I don't know if you know how many states there are, but it's that many. We're at the very bottom. I say that because every morning we do the Pledge of Allegiance, which is great. And then we sing the state song. And I don't know if you've seen the musical Oklahoma, but you spell out the name of the state. I watch these middle schoolers every day. O-K-L-A. I don't know. You know how Mississippi got past us? How do you spell Mississippi?
Crooked letter.
There it is. M-I, crooked letter. They're like, what's the letter? I don't know. What does it look like? It's crooked. Perfect. Oklahoma couldn't figure that out. 0. That's the first letter. I don't know. Anybody ever have I got a family member that offers all kinds of parental advice. She's had no kids. It's my aunt. I love her to death. She told me over Christmas break, she goes, you know, kids shouldn't be able to eat something if they can't spell it. We're 50th in literacy. I can't also battle hunger. You know how hard it is to spell cheeseburger? Fish sticks. Too many letters. I can't do it. It's terrible. So I retired from the Navy after 21 years. I thought for sure I'm going to retire. My daughter called me one day while I was still in. And I said, hey, how'd school go today? She goes, great. I said, what are you learning? She goes, well, in social studies, we learned that in order for a dead body to sink, yeah, you got to puncture its lungs. She goes, do you know that? I said, I'm Italian. Of course I know. Who told you? Like, I wasn't allowed to watch The Sopranos growing up. She knows our secrets. She said, they taught me in social studies. Now in Oklahoma, we ban books. It's a real thing. I mean, not that the kids would know, they can't read. But they banned To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah, it's a real thing. I'm sorry. It's a terrible state. It's the worst. My wife wanted to move there, not me. Right? We banned To Kill a Mockingbird. She told me that in her social studies class, they learned that the first form of biological warfare is they'd let a diseased body swell. Look like this guy right here. And then they'd throw it over the wall. And when it would explode, it would spread disease everywhere. That's a real thing. I'm so much more comfortable with her learning to be a good person from To Kill a Mockingbird than a sociopath from her history book. Thank God our state superintendent left. And dude was crazy. If you ever watch Fox News, he's on there, I promise. It's crazy. I did decide, I was substituting first, and The principal was my high school geometry teacher. Yeah, she was like, where do you want to substitute? I said, I don't know. She's like, what about math class? I said, I think you know that's not a good idea. And she goes, you know where I think a good fit for you would be in school detention. I said, you know what? You thought that last time I was here too. She goes, I'll show you to your room. I said, no problem. I've still got the key. Spent a lot of time down there. We had a bad vaping problem when I first started, and I didn't know this. I didn't know you couldn't let kids go use the bathroom during class. Like that wasn't a thing, right? I'm 40. I got to use the bathroom all the time, right? Kid says you got to go to the bathroom. You can go to the bathroom. You're not peeing in these seats. Right? What I didn't know is they were leaving my room and going to their locker and getting their vape and then vaping. I was like, we make fun of adults that vape. What makes you think it's cool, right? So then they tell me, quit sending kids to go, right, vape in the bathroom. I said, all right, I won't let them vape anymore. So then a kid tells me one day, he's like, I've got an emergency, I gotta go. I said, empty your pockets, flip them inside out. I gotta see him. So he did. I was like, okay, he doesn't have one on him. I watched him, walk into the bathroom, he left. At the end of the day, they said, we need you to come watch this video with us. Oh. Yeah. I was like, I'm in trouble. I'm fired from my substitute job. And they said, we need to figure out what happened in this bathroom. I said, did he vape? And they said, no. There was someone in the stall. I said, so what's the problem? And they said, someone shit in the urinal. It was definitely him. They were like, write him a referral. I said, I can't. He was honest with me. He had an emergency. And I'm going to tell you, nothing defines an emergency like figuring out the logistics of backing up to the wall. Right? Guys, you know. It's rough. So then I came home full time, and in Oklahoma, a big key phrase was liberal indoctrination. And I became a social studies teacher, which is ripe for being told you're liberally indoctrinating kids. And within my first year, I got called to the office. A family wanted to talk to me about liberal indoctrination. I didn't wear glasses at the time. I wear cowboy boots, right, crooked-eyed up here. I wore cowboy boots and little shirts all the time. I looked like a Western guy when I show up to work. I show up and they're like, that can't be him. He looks like he stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Where's that teacher that teaches my kid about pronouns? And look, I'm gonna tell you this. We're last in literacy. If I could teach these kids pronouns, I would. I would teach them their own conjugated verb. Ma'am, what's a conjugated verb? No one knows, it's okay. ELA teachers on break right now are Googling conjugated verb. No one knows. I wish I could teach them how to do that. This guy tried to win the argument by being like, you tried to teach him that the world's not flat.
Oh my God.
I said, how do you know? I said, because I was in the Navy. I sailed the seas. What they didn't know is I was in the air conditioning, right? Filling communion trays, but it's all right. My real job was I did counter drug ops before we just started blowing up ships. Ooh, my bad, North Carolina. Woo. I got an email. I am currently a master's degree student at Oklahoma State University. Go Bugs. Thank you. They're not as happy. C's get degrees, baby. I got an email that said, would you like to sponsor an NIL athlete? Yeah. I was like, how much money do you think I have? So I ignored it for like 2 weeks, and I finally went and checked it out. Now, if you don't know, NIL stands for Name, Image, and Likeness. The $1 billion a year nonprofit NCAA decided that they would start paying their players. Well, not that they would, but that they would allow you, wealthy business owners, to do this. And so I was like, what is the cheapest? Does anybody have an idea? What do you think it is? $30? God damn. 30 grand. 30 grand. There's a better answer. That's ranch water back there. I know that voice. $150. $150. I can get the cornerback for Oklahoma State to mentioned me on his Instagram. He's got 34,000 followers. That's roughly 33,000 more followers than I have. Until tonight. Yeah. No, so I was like, you know, what am I going to do? You can actually sponsor an athlete from any sport. You can get a private wrestling lesson. That's pretty cool. Until you realize some dude's showing up in spandex. And this ain't WWE. He's going to like just be out there trying to rub up on you. I raised a teenage daughter, so I hired an NIL athlete that was an equestrian. Female equestrian, yeah. People are like, why would you do that? I said, because I got all these My Little Ponies and no one wants to play with me anymore. I'm like, where on a horse is the real cutie mark? Right? So I teach middle school social studies. It's kind of tough because it's kind of like if you teach like astrology, right? You can't teach about Uranus without having kids laugh. At the end of the year, you teach about countries in South America, right? So I'm sitting there showing them, I'm like, look, here's Uruguay and here's Paraguay. There's nothing exciting about this. And a kid raises his hand and I said, what's up, bud? He goes, Mr. Mautino, are Uruguay? I said, what? So his friend up front raises his hand. He goes, Mr. Mautino, yeah, Uruguay. I said, yeah, oh, I get it. Are the two of you Paraguay? Right? Now, I normally keep a pretty tame classroom. I don't allow a lot of that. So I had to get them back on track. I'm like, look, let's focus on the landforms. That's enough. Right down here, you've got Lake Pupo. Where's that, Mr. Mautino? Well, I mean, it's right below Lake Titicaca. It's tough. All I'm saying is sometimes people need to pay attention to that. Where's my 90s kids at? Yeah. Not like born in 90s, bud, right? Like, baby. People were like in the high school and 90s and middle school, right? Yeah, look, we had all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. These kids are doing stuff that blows my mind, like wearing socks with sandals. If you wore socks with sandals in 1995 in Cleveland, Oklahoma, you had to move. The next day. They didn't even allow you back at school. They're like, you're a freak. Right? It's crazy. They also still wear the What Would Jesus Do bracelets. Pretty cool, right? It's stuck around. That's a long time for a What Would Jesus Do bracelet. I saw a kid crying in the hallway towards the end of the year last year. I walked up to her. I said, hey, kid, what's going on? She goes, I'm being made fun of because I'm wearing my sandals with no socks. And I looked down. I was like, yeah, there's those bare heels. That's disgusting. You ever heard of a pedicure? Right? Maybe that's what they're making fun of your hooves. I didn't tell her that. I was consoling her. That's what I thought. So I said to her, I said, hey, you know what? In the 90s, you'd be the coolest kid ever. Right? I said, we had a show called Saved by the Bell. You know who would never be caught dead wearing socks with sandals? Zach Morris. You know who would wear socks with sandals? Screech. Screech. That's probably why he's dead. It's probably just the shame. So I looked at this girl and I tried to lift her spirits. I said, you also got that What Would Jesus Do bracelet? She goes, yeah. I said, well, what would Jesus do? She goes, he'd turn the other cheek. I said, no, he wouldn't wear socks with sandals. He lives in the desert. It doesn't make sense. We got an email from our administrator not long ago, just before the school year started, that said, hey, now I live in a small town. We don't have nice grocery stores like y'all up here. I got Walmart. That's it, right? And they said, hey, we don't want you buying alcohol at Walmart. We don't want the kids to see it. Now, I don't know if you know this, but they sell other stuff at Walmart. If you've ever been to the medicine aisle, you'll know that they sell sex toys at Walmart. They don't even lock them up. They lock up the condoms. They're like, you want to not have a baby? You got to ask for permission. But on aisle 3, you can go fuck yourself. So basically, this email says, I can't buy alcohol in front of these kids. I can't even buy a mini bottle of wine, but I can fill my cart with all of the dildos the Waltons have. And be like, sorry, kids. At least you don't know that I have to drink for the shame of what it takes to please my wife. You guys are wild. I love it. Look, I'm going to leave you with this one. This is my favorite. First off, give it up for yourselves for being such a great crowd. I live in Oklahoma and I can't get 2 people to come to a show to come see me. I want to give a special thanks out. I'm emotional about this. To the Ditzels, they called everybody they knew. My buddy sitting up front, Corey, they drove up from South Carolina to come see me. Thank you so much. This is tough. It's always a fun thing to do, right? Comedy's fun. I love that you guys are having a great time because that's the fun part about it, right? Sometimes it doesn't go so well. I've been there. But I'm going to leave you with this one. This is a very true story. So most of my stories come from dealing with my daughter. My daughter's 15. She's a sophomore in high school. I've been at her school since she was in 6th grade. She's fantastic. She's my only kid. She's our little miracle baby. She's fantastic. She's hilarious, and she doesn't know why. This is my favorite example. So in Oklahoma, like everywhere, there are requirements to be teachers. The first is, are you vertical? The second is, do you have a pulse? And the last one they ask you is, they ask you at the interview, do you touch children? I didn't know this school was on Epstein Island. No, thank you. Right? Not why I'm taking the job. And they said, well, we'd love to send you to training. I said, perfect for what? And they said, we want to teach you how to touch kids. We want you to be on the team to break up fights. I thought, easy. I was in the military. I taught anti-terrorism. How hard could this be? Hey, how often could middle schoolers fight? I know now. So I go to this training, and there was one week in particular that we had 3 fights. Now look, I told you we're 50th in education. Some of these middle schools in Oklahoma are like 22 years old. They're leaving school and they're just trying to get to their job at the factory, right? And like somebody hassles them, they're like, I gotta fight now, right? Like this. So it's tough. You break out of a fight with grown folks, right? My daughter gets into the car. I'm exhausted. I give her a high five. Thanks for not being a fighter, kid. She says, yeah, well, I would. I said, no, you wouldn't. You'd crawl up in a corner like your dad used to and cry and wait on an adult. She says, no. If someone hit me, I would go down on them. First off, that would stop a fight immediately. Secondly, nothing says you're not a fighter like not knowing the terminology. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, okay, look, so I'm having the birds and the bees talk with my daughter on the way home. It was very uncomfortable. And she looks at me, she says, Dad, I'm so embarrassed. I said, you're embarrassed? Imagine being that kid. She says, who? I said, little Timmy. He's waiting on his parents to come home. They come home, they said, little Timmy, how was school today? He said, this is good, I got in a fight. Oh, are you okay? Yeah. Did you win? Yeah. Twice. What do you mean? Well, I hit this girl. She started sucking my dick. I don't know. I'm going to have to fight her again tomorrow. I might have to marry her. Right? That's how Kings get started, Raleigh. You guys are fantastic.